Hello YouTube people, in today's video I'm going to show you a very beautiful watch from Hruodland's flagship store on AliExpress. This watch is called Hruodland Roasted Oyster Adventurer. So in this video I will show you how this watch looks like on my 16.5 centimeter wrist or 6.5 inches. I will do a little bit of quality testing, accuracy testing, and I will show you how this watch looks like on a bunch of different straps because I haven't tried yet, so I'm gonna do that on camera. This video is sponsored by a very big and pretty old shop from AliExpress called Hruodland Flagship Store. I say pretty old because in AliExpress terms it's pretty old shop. It has been founded in 2017, which makes this shop 8 years old right now, and currently they have over 169 beautiful watches like these for sale. That's quite a large inventory of beautiful watches, you know. So they have sent me these two beautiful watches to make videos on, and I thank you for that. These are just unbelievable eye candy of watches, unbelievable. So guys, remember the name Hruodland Flagship Store, very old shop, very large inventory, and they have very positive feedback as well. And don't forget that right now there is a huge sale going on called 15th anniversary sale on AliExpress. So prices are very reasonable, and don't forget to use discount codes as well. You can find some discount codes in my description of this video as well. Wow, look at these beauties, look at these beauties, they look unbelievable. Thank you Hruodland Flagship Store from AliExpress. Let me tell you the specifications, and as always I did all the measurements myself. So this watch of a bracelet, you know, just the case alone weighs 47 grams. Diameter of the bezel is 35.3 millimeters. Diameter of the case itself is 35.8 millimeters. Lug to lug distance is 43.3. Lug width is 20. Thickness is 12 millimeters together with sapphire crystal. This watch has water resistance rating of 200 meters together with a screw down crown and screw down case back. It has sapphire crystal which has curvy edges but flat middle portion. It has anti-reflective coating, and this watch has NH38 automatic movement. That's how this watch looks like from the top-down view on my small wrist, and it looks perfect in my opinion. The proportions on my small wrist, absolute perfection. Speaking about comfort, even on its original bracelet I have nothing to complain about. This watch is very comfortable on my wrist even with the original bracelet. Now let me show you the bracelet, and for that let's remove it off my wrist, and I'll do it like that because my nail, because of this clasp, is already falling apart a little bit. Now the bracelet is solid links and solid end links. That's how it looks like. Brushed top, polished out sides, and end links have quick release system. Not only the case itself has drilled lug ends, but also end links have quick release system. Nice. Now links are connected with screws on this bracelet. Articulation is great. Fitment inside lugs is great. Absolutely zero play. It's a very snug, very nice fitment on both ends. Speaking about gaps between links, all gaps are very even, nothing is poking my eyes, everything looks very cohesive and very nice. And usually I don't like this style of a bracelet because it's a little bit boring in my opinion, but it fits this watch very well. It looks very cohesive, very nice. A little bit more about this bracelet. How is the sharpness? Well, it's not perfect, it's not excellent, but it's way better than the average from AliExpress, way better than the average. And I really like how slim it is. I really like the slimliness, and it has very good articulation. When I put this watch on my wrist like that, nothing to complain. Not a single sharp bit is felt on my skin. It's okay. So about the clasp. Clasp inside part of the clasp is absolutely excellent. Not only it is well rounded up on every edge, it is also polished out, as you can see. mirror polished out inside of the clasp. It feels really good on the wrist. This portion is touching the wrist, and as you can see, edges are rounded up very nicely. It's a very well finished inside portion of the clasp. The outside portion of the clasp, the outer shelf, it does have a little bit of sharpness, but these corners and edges actually finished a little bit. They are not raw cut metal, but they actually finished a little bit. They are good enough that I wouldn't do anything to them. They're actually good enough on this one as well. They're a little bit rounded up, so it's actually not a bad thing to touch. You know, outer shelf still could be a little bit better, but it's actually pretty good already. What I don't like is that the design of this clasp is like it's a nail breaker. I'm not opening it anymore with my nail. My nail is falling apart already because of this clasp. So let's open it up like that. Come on. Yeah, it's not my favorite design, you know, in terms of functionality. But as a compromise, this clasp has this glide system inside, so you can easily adjust the size what you want. That's very good. That's very good. Very nice thing to have. What is not nice thing to have is that this clasp is actually pretty large. Let me show you. You know, it's a small watch. It's a small watch. It's a slim bracelet. Small watch, slim bracelet, but the clasp itself is bigger than the watch itself. It's a little bit out of the, I don't know, I kind of wish this watch had a little bit different clasp, a little bit smaller maybe. If I look from the side like that, the clasp almost looks bigger than the watch itself. I don't know, it doesn't match the proportions very well in my opinion. But other than that, finishing is great, and it has this glide system inside. Let's take a good look at the finishing of the case. And first interesting thing is that sides are nicely polished out, but top of the lugs is brushed. Top of the lugs is brushed. And the inside between lugs has vertical brushing. That's how the case back looks like. Simple but nicely done. Crown does not have engraving, but it's nicely polished out. It's actually a very good crown. I will show you later on. And it has very beautiful bezel. Pay attention to the side profile of the bezel, especially at the bottom portion. It's not going straight down. It is pointing towards the case itself. It's no small attention to detail, but it's nice. This looks like some kind of jewelry, you know, a simple case, but it's very nicely done. Lug ends, the problem with lug ends, you know, this watch is meant to be used on bracelet, and on a bracelet there are no complaints. It feels fine, bottom edges of the case feel fine, but once you put this watch on a leather strap, you will notice that lug ends are actually very sharp, very pointy and very sharp, but that's not a big deal because they're very easy to fix, very easy to dull down. What I'm not sure if I like is those drilled lug ends. I don't know, I think it would look better without those holes. Practical, but I would rather not have them, personally. Anyway, very beautiful case on this watch, very nice proportions as well. Now let's take a better look at this beautiful dial, and this dial, this texturized pattern actually has a name which I'm afraid to tell on a YouTube video because it might be copyrighted by the Rolex, this name, you know. If you wanna know the name of this dial, and if you wanna know which model this watch is trying to copy, also check the description of the video, you will find all the information there. So what's interesting about this dial, funny and cringy and whatnot, is the names used, you know. It is on the original watch, on the Rolex, it's like Rolex Oyster Perpetual Explorer, you know, and Hruodland is trying very hard to copy that, so they write Hruodland, and instead of Oyster Perpetual they write Roasted Oyster Roasted Oyster, and instead of Explorer they write Adventurer. I don't know, you know, this this kind of looks funny, you know, and I already saw several posts on Reddit making fun out of Roasted Oyster name. And in this regard, I think this is marketing done right. I don't know this intentionally or accidentally, but this name turned out to be very good for marketing. This name does the marketing for itself. It's like, you know, they are making this a little bit of a copy watch, you know, because that's where the business is at. That's what people buy, so that's what they make. You know, people vote with their money, so that's what manufacturers gonna make. And naming this watch Roasted Oyster, it's like a joke. You know, it's like Hruodland is not taking themselves seriously. So they're just making a joke, naming this watch Roasted Oyster. I don't know, either way, I like this name. I actually like this Roasted Oyster. I find it funny in a good way, and I think that's very good for the marketing because it got people talking about that. So that's good. Also on the bottom, high specification watch. That's also a little bit towards funny side of things. High specification watch. So I don't know. I think Hruodland are not taking themselves seriously writing things like that on the dial. So I like that, I like that. And speaking about the dial itself, I think it's very beautifully done. It looks like some kind of illusion. Sometimes it looks deeper than it is. I mean, it creates some kind of illusion as if this pattern is kind of moving a little bit. I don't know. I'm not sure if that's gonna come up very well on camera, but it's very sharp looking dial. It's very beautiful. And to give you a little bit better look and better sense of this dial, I wanna play a little bit with the light. Maybe let's turn off this light and give you a little bit better contrast. Maybe you're gonna see the dial a little bit better at this angle to the light. This is very beautiful, and pay attention to the hands. They are a little bit rounded, they have a little bit of thickness. They look good, they look very good, they don't look cheap whatsoever. Nothing about this watch looks cheap. The only thing that looks cheap is that it doesn't have much originality, you know, that kind of thing, but speaking about finishing, quality and materials and everything, it's very high-end thing, which matches, you know, the name on the dial. High hold on a second, let me zoom in a little bit better. I can't really see through the camera screen. High specification watch. High specification watch. Roasted Oyster. Man, I don't know, it's goofy. I like that. It's funny. I don't know if they made this funny name intentionally or not, but I call it a great success. A great success. Man, look at this dial. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And even when you have this watch on the wrist and look at the mirror, you see this dial playing and creating all kinds of different microscopic shades on the dial. It's very nice, man. This thing is very nice. And speaking generally about the quality, the general quality when you take this watch out of the wrist, out of the box and touch it for the first time, look around, this watch feels and looks more expensive than the price tag suggests. This is one of the better made watches that I ever had, actually. It's very well made watch. And I'm not saying that just because this is a sponsored video, you know, that's the obvious thing to say in the sponsored video, but honestly, this is actually a very well made watch. And in comparison to that Boltony that I showed you in the beginning of the video, this watch, same price, it actually feels better made, but I will show you a comparison in the video of that Boltony. So I just want to save that Boltony a little bit up for another video. Anyway, I can't take my eyes off this thing, and I'm just, you know, could be talking nonsense for half an hour probably about this dial and about the text on the dial. You know what, let's do a little bit of quality control testing on this watch. So for the quality control, I'm gonna test the crown, the alignment of hands, the accuracy and the lume. And let's begin with the accuracy. Let's put this watch down like this. It is fully wound right now. Let's see what results we're gonna get. Very nice. Let's see if the results are gonna be this nice if I flip it over like that. Wow, very good results. Let's see if we're gonna get good results if I put it like that, crown facing down. Wow, very stable results. I'm impressed. Actually, one of the best results I have ever seen. Now let's test the crown and the alignment of hands. And speaking about the crown, I can already tell you, crown is wonderful, simply wonderful. It is grippy, it's not too sharp, it doesn't feel too small, even it's, you know, a small watch, but it somehow it has good grip, it doesn't feel too small, it's not difficult to use. The threading, you know, it's a screw down crown, the threading feels good, catches very easily, doesn't feel grindy. And this is an H38 movement. It feels exactly as an H34, an H35, they all feel great. Winding up this watch feels great. Setting the time also, slow ratio feels very tight, very precise. The crown action is simply wonderful on this watch. Now let's see if the alignment of hands is good. Let's set it on exactly 6. Hold on a second. Maybe our hand is a little bit advanced, isn't it? Hold on. You know what? Let's set on exactly 9 this time. No, it's all right. Okay, let's set on exactly 12. On exactly 12. No, it's fine. Alignment is fine. Okay, let's set it on 6. Exactly 6. Yeah, I would say alignment seems fine. I don't know, I don't understand. Hold on a second. When I set it on 6, it seems like our hand is slightly more advanced, isn't it? No, it's just my eyes. No, it's actually right. It's actually straight. All good. So this watch passes my quality control inspection. Right now, let's test the lume. So the lume on this watch generally looks like this. It's pretty strong on hands, but on indexes not so much. I tried this watch as my night watch and I was actually able to tell the time in the morning because I can, you know, touch the watch, I feel the crown, so I know that the 12 is on top, and I see the hands, and somewhat I see a little bit indexes in the morning. They are not easy to see, but like that. Like that, basically. That's how it looks like in the morning. So yeah, it's actually possible to tell the time in the morning. Not easy, but possible. Now the part of the video which I've been waiting the most. Let's try how this watch looks like on different custom straps, which I haven't done yet, to be honest. So I really want to try this out because, you know, it looks okay on its original bracelet, but I don't like the original clasp, and I think the true beauty of this watch unfolds only on good leather strap like this one, suede brown leather strap, and especially even with those beige stitchings which match the color of the indexes, and it's just nice, man. Right now this watch shows its true beauty, its full beauty. On a bracelet, I don't know, it's not my thing, It looks a little bit too generic, but on a leather strap like this, yes please, right now this thing looks spectacular. This is very similar looking strap as before. Let me show you for comparison. So this one is suede leather strap, it feels very nice to touch, very soft, and this one is like, has this very interesting texture of wrinkles and fat stitching, so they are a little bit different, as you can see. Hope that comes on camera. And which one looks better on this watch, I don't even know. Both of these straps are very comfortable. Maybe stitching on this strap looks a little bit too bold for this watch, I'm not sure. Maybe this one looks better. Either way, if you see any strap that looks good to your eyes and you wanna know more, you can find that strap on my website, thomaswatchreviews.com. You will find all the straps from this video on my website. This is probably the coolest looking leather strap that I have. It gets all kinds of scratches and wrinkles and stretch marks very easily. It looks aged Even though this strap is still relatively fresh, it adds plenty of the character to the watch, and this watch itself has plenty of character, so I think it matches this watch very nicely. It looks really cool, really good. But which one to choose, I'm not sure. I kinda still going towards the suede leather strap, I think. I just like this shade of brown. Like this shade of brown on this leather strap. But yeah, this one looks good as well, very good. It matches this dial very nicely. This strap I usually don't like because it has very strong eye-poking stitching on the end, but on watches that have extra strong character like this watch, I think it looks okay. I think it looks okay, you know, especially on a vintage style watch like this, when the stitching color matches the indexes on the dial. It's not too bad. I know it somewhat frames this watch into this kind of a frame. It doesn't look bad though, it doesn't look bad. Just a simple black matte finish leather strap, and I think it looks very classy on this watch. This watch with this black leather strap, I think it looks very classy. It looks nice. I like it. I'm not sure if I like it more than the suede leather strap, but I think it looks very beautiful. Definitely a lot better than on a bracelet, that's for sure. And let's not forget that this watch has water resistance rating of 200 meters. So let's put it on this silicone strap, which is called tropical silicone strap. And I think the pattern of the silicone strap matches the pattern on the dial very well. So it actually matches this watch very nicely. Very nicely. It doesn't look that obvious on camera, but in real life it looks like it's original, you know. It looks like this watch came with this strap originally, so that's nice. And it's also a very comfortable option, by the way. Very comfortable option. The same strap, just green color with this end, which I haven't cut yet. So I think this green matches this watch very well, because the intensity of this green color is exactly the same as on indexes and hands. The same, you know, this beige color has the same intensity as this green. That's why I think it matches rather well. It adds a little bit of playfulness to this watch, you know. More happiness a little bit. It looks good. It actually looks pretty good. Also, the texture on this strap matches the texture on the dial of this watch. Nice. Now this watch is adventurer. It's called adventurer, so let's put it on something, you know, more adventurous, like this PU leather strap. And I think it matches the character of this watch very well. It looks really good. Really good. And this is one of the most comfortable straps that I ever had, and very durable ones, and it usually costs between 1 and 2 euros. Very cheap one, but very good one. Yeah, it looks good on this watch. Very good. And this is my favorite nylon strap, especially in this gray color. And pay attention to the texture of this nylon strap. I think it matches the texture of the dial rather nicely. It looks good on this watch. Man, this watch is such a strap monster. So much fun. This watch is so much fun. Really awesome. Yeah, such a beautiful thing, man. This watch is such a beautiful thing. Now let me show you the same straps, but from different perspective, how it looks on a person, like that. And a quick reminder that if you see any straps that you like in this video, you can find them on my website, thomaswatchreviews.com. And if you like this watch, you can find this watch on a Hruodland flagship store on AliExpress. PU leather strap, I actually like it quite a bit on this watch. It looks rather cool somehow. It has, usually on some watches this strap looks rather cheap and just doesn't look nice, but I know on this watch it doesn't look cheap. It matches this vintage character somehow. It looks nice, and it's very comfortable strap. Very comfortable strap. This green looks pretty interesting. Rather playful one. You know, this is that type of a watch. You can put basically anything on this watch and it's still gonna look great. It's a very fun watch to have, very fun watch to play with different straps. Especially if you have small wrist like I do, because it fits my wrist just great. This is the same silicone strap as the green one, except this one is black, obviously. I know that in the video it's gonna be a little bit difficult to tell is this a leather strap or what, so I'm gonna tell you. This is silicone tropical style strap. I think it looks great on this watch. Looks very good. Very eye-catchy option with this bold stitching on the side. I'm still not sure if I like it, you know. I'm still not sure if I like it. Vintage style strap on a vintage style watch. But it just takes your eyes away from the watch a little bit too much for my liking, I think. A bit too much. How about this? Let me show you a little bit sneak peek from underneath the sleeve. This time this watch is on a black matte finish leather strap, and that's how it would look like on a person in front of you. And I think this is one of the classiest options for this watch. It looks classy. Almost dressy. Does it look dressy? Yeah, I think it looks rather dressy like that on a black leather strap. I like it. I like it. Looks very lovely. Looks very sophisticated, you know, very sophisticated. And this one is that extra cool leather strap with all kinds of wrinkles and scratch marks. Stretch marks, I meant. Yeah. Looks very good on this watch. Brown leather strap with a lot of texture. Looks like some kind of an old skin. Looks very cool on this watch, I think. Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. And the last custom strap is probably my favorite on this watch. This is just a simple suede brown leather strap with this slim beige stitching that matches the color of indexes on this watch, and it's very comfortable strap, by the way. I think it looks great. It gives off a very strong vintagey vibe which matches this watch very well. So I don't know, it's with straps is like, you know, one day I love this strap, absolutely love this strap, but another day I put another strap on and I'm like, oh, I love this strap so much. So that's why I like changing straps on my watches so much. Every day you can refresh your watch and enjoy it once again as if it is completely fresh. Let's finish this video with the original bracelet on this watch, which looks okay. It looks okay, unoffensive. It's classy, simple look. I believe many people gonna like that. So what do I think about this watch? Should you buy this watch? Well, if you like roasted oysters and adventures, definitely this is a watch for you. It's in the name, you know. But on a serious note, I actually like the name of this watch, Roasted Oyster. It's a copy watch, but at least it is not taking itself seriously. So it's like some kind of a party trick. You know what kind of watch do I have on my wrist? It's actually a Roasted Oyster watch. Look, it says on the dial Roasted Oyster. It's actually a high specification watch. Look, it says on the dial it's high specification watch. I know it's some kind of a party trick joke, but I like that. I don't know if that was intentional or not by Hruodland, but I think it's a great success. It's very good marketing success because people are already talking about that, and I find it funny in a good way. It's like it's a copy watch, but at least it's not taking itself seriously. You know, Roasted Oyster. high specification adventurer watch. I like that, I like that. And on top of that, it's actually a very well made watch. It feels really high quality, you know. Nothing bad to tell you about this watch. Maybe finish off sharp lug-ends if you are planning to wear this watch on leather straps. And I could complain about this clasp being a little bit too large and being a nail breaker, but that's honestly, that's it. The watch itself is actually awesome. And as you saw, it's such a strap monster. It's so much fun. It's so much fun, this watch. And the dial on this watch. It's, you know, you can't give Hruodland credits for making beautiful watch because that's not their design, but you can definitely give them credits for actual execution. You know, it's a well-made item. It's like at first glance it looks like just, yeah, simple classy watch, but the more you look at this watch, the more you inspect it, the more it looks like some kind of a jewelry. You know, it's a very well-made watch. I like it. I really like it. So thank you for watching. Have a beautiful day. Goodbye.